Step outside your home and we guarantee you won't be far from a tree, unless you live in a desert, of course. From pine and oak to willow and ash, we're surrounded by a huge variety of different types of them. And while they're all pretty and wonderful to look at, their importance stems far beyond beauty. The value and purpose of trees is enormous, and existence is vital for our survival. Trees help to combat global warming by absorbing carbon dioxide, removing and storing carbon while releasing oxygen back into the air. They also reduce wind speeds and cool the air as they lose moisture and reflect heat upwards their leaves. It's estimated that trees can reduce temperature in a city by up to 7 degrees Celsius. Other environmental benefits include the fact that they help to prevent flooding and soil erosion by absorbing thousands of liters of stormwater. From birds to insects to bats and squirrels, trees provide a canopy and habitat for many species of wildlife. But they don't just act as a home for wildlife. The fruits from trees provided food for them too. Trees help to improve air quality by intercepting and trapping dust and other pollutants from the air. The shade of trees also provide a useful barrier to harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun. But it's not just our physical health that benefits. Our mental health does too. When surrounded by trees or taking part in nature-based activities, stress and depression levels can be significantly reduced. Trees can bring people together. They can act as a landmark within a neighborhood and encourage pride among people within the community. Trees and woodland areas can be used to bring people together for educational purposes. They also allow for activities such as walking or birdwatching. In addition, they give children somewhere to play in and feel a sense of adventure. So as you can see, humans, animals, and the environment depend upon trees for survival. Therefore, as deforestation continues, we must put back what we're taking away. By planting more trees, it will contribute to global reforestation efforts, restoring lost forests, repairing damaged ecosystems, and mitigating climate change. Plant a Tree has already planted over 2 million trees across 5,930 acres. Because WLT's partners are involved in every step of reforestation process. Each $5 donation covers the seed collection, growing, planting, and protection, guaranteeing a new forest to help the biodiversity and tackle climate change. But how effective is planting trees at accomplishing all this? And how strong is the evidence for this effectiveness? To find out, Manguba engaged a team of researchers who conducted a non-exhaustive review of prevalent scientific literature. It is necessary to explain what we mean by reforestation because the term is widely used to describe different kinds of projects. Some reforestation projects aim to restore a previously existing or degraded forest ecosystem, and they usually focus on planting native species or facilitating natural regrowth of forest activities that fall under the umbrella term of forest restoration. But reforestation does not necessarily lead to forest restoration. For instance, planting monocultures or non-native species is a common form of reforestation, but its endpoint is very different from original forest. Sometimes, reforestation projects plant a mix of native and non-native species to both promote the restoration of ecosystem and provide timber or other forest products that can boost local economies and reduce logging pressure in native forests. So reforestation and forest restoration are closely related terms, but their precise definition are still evolving and shift depending on who uses them and in what context. For our purposes here, we define reforestation as planting trees to restock depleted and clear-cut forests, regardless of whether the resulting landscape is monoculture, plantation, or a biodiverse forest ecosystem. By contrast, we define forest restoration as actively attempting to return an area to its previously naturally forested state. The priority is the recovery of a forest ecosystem, not just tree cover. Reforestation is increasingly popular amid growing recognition of many convergent environmental crises we're facing, from climate change to biodiversity loss, water scarcity. In fact, the urgency of restoring degraded forests and other ecosystems is such that the United Nations declared that the years from 2021 to 2023, the UN decade in ecosystem reforestation. As the world searches for solutions to global climate change, tree planting has become increasingly popular with ambitious campaigns aiming to plant billions or trillions of trees. These projects often have other environmental goals too, like regulating water cycles, halting soil erosion, and restoring wildlife habitat. They also often have socio-economic goals like alleviating poverty. But how effective is tree planting at accomplishing all of it?